Siva Tiruchitrambalam. Welcome back to our discussion on Sokkanatha Venba, verse number 5. The verse goes this way. Panjama Pathaganai Anda Pugal Parmidil Konjama Viru Pugal Kurume Panjame Punda Alavil Pathagam Se Pollada Nayene Anda Alavil Sokkanatha. Today's verse talks about Lord Shiva's grace and how great he is in taking a much simpler form so that he can bless the souls and make sure the souls are elevated to the next level. The verse starts with a word called as Panjama Pathagam. Panjama Pathagam is those are the 5 great sins in this world that we can possibly think about. The first one is murder. Second one is taking vices or any kind of alcohol, something that makes us forget our stance. Third is theft or stealing someone's property. Fourth is telling lies or something that is not true. Even gossips, rumors will fall under that. And the next one is lust. Uncontrollable lust, and which doesn't really belong to us. It's like, something that is not the proper one. So these are the 5 that they talk about, but later they have added few more. Guru Nindai has been added, which is basically when we try to speak ill about our Guru, that also comes in, or insulting our Guru will also be taken as one of the great sin. Or when we try to teach someone whichever is not moral or unethical stuffs, when we try to teach someone, that will also be one of the sin. When we gamble, that also becomes a sin. So all these have been added later, but whatever it is, the 5 great sins are murder, telling lies, drinking alcohol or any kind of vice, theft, as well as lust. These are the 5. Now, in Thiruvalayadal Puranam, there is one particular story or Purana that talks about how Lord Shiva blessed one of the person who was a Panjama Pathagan, basically one of a sinner, a great sinner who even went to the extent of murdering his mother. Was Lord Shiva saved him, or Lord Shiva blessed him. So that Purana comes in, but whatever it is, we can talk about the Purana. But again, another way of looking at it is, you see, when we talk about telling lies, as of today, all of us are doing that. To some extent in our life, we are doing it, and we justify those basically to say, since we are in this world, since we are in this earthly affairs and all these, we have to say the lies. And so we are just trying to justify that, but even though we know it is not the right thing. Second one is stealing. When we talk about stealing or theft, you don't need to think about just planning a beautiful, coming up with a plan to just go into a bank and, rob a bank, and that's too much. Instead, what we can even think about is when we were young, when we were studying in our school, when we were small little kids, we tried to take something that belongs to someone. It could be even an eraser or a pencil, right? We try to take that. It belongs to someone, but we try to steal those. That will also be taken as a sin. When we tell lies, that becomes a sin, as we said. Murder, you don't need to talk about taking a knife and stabbing someone to perform a murder. Rather, our tongue is good enough. Tongue is good enough to kill a person because it's so sharp than a knife. And how many times we are murdering someone's feeling, right? So all these are taken as sin. You don't need to think about it like, someone who has done this, but rather let's do a self-evaluation. See how many times we are doing it. As I said, gossips, rumors, and nowadays in WhatsApp, we are able to see so many information that is being circulated, which is not true. And we are also contributing by forwarding those information even without validating the righteousness of those messages. Those are all considered to be the greatest sin. Now, when we look at the 5 sins, the great 5 sins that we are able to see here, Lord Shiva has blessed, in spite of all these bad quality in us, he has blessed us. Without his blessings, do you think we can even think about these kind of texts? or we can talk about him, even utter his mantra Shivaya Nama or Nama Shivaya. If we are able to say that, it means Lord Shiva has blessed us. We are able to wear his holy ashes. We are able to wear his Rudraksha, which means he has already blessed us. In spite of our shortcomings, in spite of all these sins that we are doing on a daily basis, Lord Shiva is blessing us. Now, take this just to the next one. Is it because of our qualification that he is blessing us? Obviously, no. We all know that. It's not because of our qualification, but it is because of his grace. It is because of his love towards us that he is blessing us. It is not something that we earned, rather something that he has given us. That's why in Karuvur Devar's Tirupadikam, for the place called as Tanjai Rajarajecharam, Karuvur Devar will say, there are so many people, for so many ages they have been performing pujas and surrendering to you, but you have not taken them as your devotee. But what you have done is you have bestowed your blessings on me and taken me as a devotee. What else can I say other than your grace? These are the words, exact words from Karuvur Devar. We are able to see those words resonating in this, because it is not because of something that we have earned that Lord Shiva is blessing us, but rather it is because of his grace. So verse number 5 talks about how Lord Shiva's grace is bestowed on us so that we can be elevated to the next level. That concludes verse number 5. I'll come back again with the next verse very soon. Until then, Sivaya Nama Tiruchitrambalam.